killer is dead.
Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is My Killer is Dead, very hard difficulty video walkthrough. This is episode 11, She Who Lives in Dreams. So I really like this mission because all it is a boss, really. Nothing but a boss. And the cool thing is, it's a boss we've already fought, and this time, it's a much more fun fight. That being said, it's still one of the most laborious and, least enjoyable ones, but compared to the first one we had against this robed bitch, this is a breath of fresh air. So, what do? Well, you want to attack the boss. There you go. See? No commentary needed. Just attack the boss, you'll be fine. No, I'm only kidding. So, she does a variety of different energy attacks. This one, where the little satellites go about and start shooting at you, can all be blocked. So, attack her, block the satellites, dash back in, start attacking. Be aware, she also has a move where she does this kind of wavy red electricity that does a lot of damage, but it only does damage near her. She does this move here, which is these big beams, these swathing spotlights of energy. They do a lot of damage if they hit you right, and there's a lot of them, and they last quite long. But during that phase, I recommend backing up out of their radius and then shooting them with the muscle back. These lasers here can be blocked, I just didn't do so just then. And the biggest flaw in this fight is the camera. And I've already gone over how I don't like the camera on this game, how I think it's very lacking, should be fixed, and is inexcusable. But this is a perfect example of it, because a lot of this boss's attacks, when you're up close and attacking it, come from above it. And how the hell can you see these telegraphed attacks when you can't see the fucking telegraph? Because the boss is so tall, the camera doesn't give you a big enough picture. And there's no excuse, guys. They could pull the camera out. This is a wide area. There's nothing for it to clip on. It would make so much sense if it was a wider shot. That way you'd be able to see the attacks, you'd be able to dodge them, and you would never have things off camera because you can't see them. It just baffles me. But that attack right there, get a lot of damage on her. How cheeky was that? So, that was either an optical illusion, or I'm blind, or she's a cheater. So it looked like she was charging a beam to my right. I was running to the right, noticed the beam charging there, and started moving to the left. And then the beam hit to the left. Really strange. But that attack, where she does the giant beam, if you stay behind her and you circle with her, you can then beat her up for a couple of seconds. If you're really confident and you know how to do the boss, you can strafe with her as you evade it, shooting her. But that's kind of tricky because the sensitivity on the camera you can't customize, and it's a piece of trash, so be very, very careful. This sequence here, she protects herself with this red glyph, and you can't do any damage to the boss directly until you destroy the glyph or until it wears out. I've destroyed it on easy and normal, and it doesn't take too much damage at all, but on this difficulty, it takes a lot of hits to get rid of. And everything counts. Sword attacks, shooting it, all of it counts. But just be aware it's going to be there longer than you want it to be, and it's going to make the fight longer than it needs to be. So that is an example of me trying to strafe with the boss, but not doing it correctly. The reason I didn't do it correctly is because A, I wasn't close enough to the boss, and B, I wasn't pivoting fast enough. So just be aware, if you're at a distance, you might want to try evading it. I've never really tried, because those big beams really hurt when they land. But here it comes again, and this should be a more successful example, there we go, of evading it. As soon as she stops pivoting, she's free to be attacked. That's the wavy electricity move that she does. And I can't destroy this damn glyph. And it's moments like this when it makes me think, maybe if I had the drill and I had blood, I might be able to get through it in one hit, so that'd be something worth checking out. Maybe some of the sub-weapons allow you to get through it a bit quicker. I didn't really test many of them. Mainly because this boss is just dull, man. You spend all this time killing this first phase, and then there's a second phase which is equally as dull. And it's kind of funny because my favourite part of games are boss fights. The notion of this singular enemy that is just as strong and capable as you is a cool notion, but it's so easy to make a bad boss fight. And the only problem with it is they're also damn subjective, because everything is in games, that a lot of people probably think that this is really good. That this is this is as good as it gets. But you know, when I was younger, I played a game called Devil May Cry, and the bosses on that game had so much personality, so much character, different movesets, completely different behavior on different difficulties. They just transcended everything that a boss could be, and they set a new standard, a new precedent for future games. And when I come into a title such as this, which is this kind of crazy, awesome excuse to have random bosses, and then the fight is like that first one against this boss, I just wonder why bother designing something that looks so interesting when all we're doing is this. And it is a shame. And it's strange because a lot of people take these moments in my commentaries for me being too negative, or for me being pessimistic, or complaining and whining. A lot of people like to say that I cry, which is kind of funny because I only cry at the end of Terminator 2. Everybody knows that. And to me, it's not that at all. You know, you can't just say the good things about anything. You have to say the bad, because without the bad, the good things aren't as great. It's just the yin and yang in it, you know. It's just, that to me makes sense. I can't say something is without flaws because everything has flaws. And one of the things I've always tried to do on my channel is be as honest as possible, to tell people of the things I don't like and the things that I think should be changed, or the things that I would do differently, because it adds my perspective to the videos. It's my channel, they're my videos, that's kind of the point. And you just get these people that, you know, I don't know why they do it, I don't know what the motivation is, but it's one of those things where the entire focus on what I'm doing is to put forward my vision, you know, to put myself forward. And then they come saying like, oh, nobody cares about you, nobody cares about what you think, it should be this, it should be that, you're wrong. And it's just like, dude, why don't you make a video of your own thing that everybody else can disagree with, or agree with, depending on what they feel? Because at the end of the day, it's your channel. If I'm going to come to it, I'm coming to it to hear what you have to say. I'm coming to it to see what your views are. And even if I disagree with them, they're intrinsically yours because it is your channel. And I just wish for a single instant that some of these people would see that objectivity of the situation. But the biggest problem in life, I think, is everybody thinks they're right, and everybody thinks that they're qualified to do things that they're not qualified to do. And we're all guilty of it. Like, it's madness, but it's that delusion of entitlement that we all feel, because we seem to think that the planet revolves around us and, you know, not around the sun, and we're just kind of fleas hanging on the back of it. But this boss fight, you know, we're on the 8th minute now, folks, and I'm not doing anything different to what I was doing before. And this is the same life bar. And I want people who have got this far to put in the comments, you know, who've listened to all 8 minutes right here. I want you to put Gafafwisp in the comments, and I'll know that you got here. And following Gafafwisp, I want to ask you now, just to take in what you've just seen, what you've just witnessed, 8 minutes of what I've just done, and I want a show of hands here. This is not a judgment. This is not people being against or for or any of that. You will not be criticised. Did that look like fun? Was that a fun fight to you? Have you done this fight? Did you enjoy that part? So Gafafwisp, then that. That's all I want to know, guys, because 8 minutes! And sure, there might be a much faster way that I'm not aware of, and I'm completely at fault for that because this was recorded the day the game came out. But still, like, what is going on with that? But this second form is much simpler. The boss is going to do a jumping attack to close distance to you. It's going to then go up into the sky. Once you smash the things in the sky with your gun, he'll fall down or she'll fall down. Then you can beat her up. And the next phase takes 2 minutes. 8 minutes, 2 minutes, 8 minutes, 2 minutes. I know what I prefer. This phase makes sense to me. First phase is just silly. So once she starts to recover, get out of there or she'll hit you. And then she's going to jump into the air and come down on top of you. I've been never able to consistently get counters off that attack. It's really, really tricky to do. So don't feel too bad if you're having issues. And then as soon as she's finished, she'll go back onto the glyphs, destroy the the spellbinding circles, and then she'll drop, but don't get too close when she drops because she hurts you. I found this out. And then beat her up again. You know, this kind of makes more sense. It's not the most fun, but it's a process, which I just said really weird, and it's better than that first 8 minutes. It really is. But look at the combo. Get the combo, start doing the fast attack, start doing the damage. Can't evade this move for the life of me, except for just then. But why did it go slow motion? Why didn't it give me the counter bonus? So many questions, no answers. Suda51, baby. That's all you need to know. But strafe to avoid his lasers. Keep on shooting. Don't get too close when he falls or he will do damage. He, she, you know what I mean. Same thing. This unisex boss encounter. And just... hopefully, because you're hitting this thing so much, you should have blood once you finish it so that you can do the execution move quite quickly. One thing I would change, if I could, would be the combo system in this game. Instead of having this system where the higher your combo is, the more speed your katana gets and the more attacks come out, you know, the way they come out, it changes the way Mondo attacks. I would have had a similar combo system that increased your speed, but I would have had the attacks on a modifier where you can dictate what you do. Because one thing that bugs me a lot in these kind of titles is not feeling like I'm in control of my character. But that is the end of the mission, guys. We're about to chop this bitch's head off out of sheer vengeance. So thank Christ for that. And as always, you take care now.